Hey guys, it's Metalloid, and I'd like to welcome you to the first meeting of Movie Club. Alright, that title is a work in progress, but I'm essentially starting a movie-based book club. I love talking about movies, and if I could, I'd make long video essays on all the ones I care about. But I don't have the time to write those scripts and edit those videos. This is still a hobby after all. So to be able to talk about more movies and release videos more regularly, I'm starting this series. It will be highly informal and therefore personal, and also easy for me to do. Now, if you're wondering, how can this be a movie club if we don't know what you're watching? Very astute, my clever viewer. I guess this isn't really the first meeting then, but you'll get an idea of what it is. If you stick around to the end of the video, I'll let you know how you can get involved for next month's meeting. Now, I have 5 movies that I want to talk about from last month, so let me not dilly-dally any longer, let's just get started.
Come on, ladies, play us a tasty lick!
Literally, the first movie I watched, April 1st, April Fool's Day, was the Super Mario Galaxy movie. That's right, I was there. Opening night, settled in for some reason. I can't really say I was that excited for this movie, because I thought the first one was just alright, but I guess I didn't really want to get spoiled for it. But immediately, I need to get out of the way. The title of this movie is very misleading, because it's not really about Mario Galaxy, and I'm not really sure you could call it a movie. Alright, that's a little harsh, but listen. Hold up. I want to jump in real quick before this idiot continues. This review will have spoilers. Or this discussion. Alright, this one is spoilers. I'll let you know for all of them. If the dude remembers. Alright, let's continue. I haven't played Galaxy. I'm not the biggest Mario guy. I'm working on fixing that. But I have heard things, and I do know some things. Like, for one, I know there's like those dragons in Mario Galaxy, those like green ones. There's a dragon in this movie. Why didn't they use that dragon? And I heard that's the dragon from Mario Odyssey. Again, cannot confirm. You think I'm gonna look up information and fact check it? No. If I see it on the internet, I believe it. I know that they also changed Rosalina's backstory and ruined so much Peach and Rosalina fan art, rest in peace. And yeah, speaking on the dragon, it just seemed like there was more Odyssey content than Galaxy in this movie. Like, the dragon, they had like the new Dark City theme, the whole casino, they had the dinosaur. Like, it was just weird. Like, I just felt like there wasn't a lot of Mario Galaxy stuff in it, except that it takes place in space. And in regards to me saying that it's not much of a movie, it's because this movie is just action set pieces and references. That's all it is. It is the definition of jingling your keys. They're just like, oh, looky here. There's that. Oh, you like Mr. Game & Watch? There he is. Oh, you like Star Fox? Oh, look at that. And it's demeaning. It's just bizarre. Like, it's literally, each scene is just, all right, here's an action scene, little break, action scene, little break, action scene. Sometimes there's not even a break. It's just action scene. Keep the kids watching. Like, at least the first film had some character from Mario and Luigi, where it was like, you know, they're trying to prove themselves, not be losers. Like, still wasn't that good, but it was something. For the Super Mario Galaxy movie, Mario's character is that he has a crush on Peach. Is there like some big confession moment or something? Him stepping up? No. Does like anything really come from that to impact the story? No. Yeah. And then you got Peach sees lonely. I mean, at least they picked that up from the first movie. But, you know, Peach and Rosalina, they're sisters, so that means emotion will be felt. Yes. Luigi gets sidelined to do nothing, which sucks. I mean, but hey, stay in line with the games, I guess. Bowser Jr. and Bowser were the best part of the movie, I will say. I loved Benny Safdie as Bowser Jr. I think he did great. Such bizarre casting, but inspired. And Jack Black is still the best on the cast. I know he's become the video game movie guy, but he is really good as Bowser. And I just felt like they had so much fun together and like great chemistry. And like, I just liked seeing them be evil and like father and son. Like, that was fun. I don't know what they were doing with Bowser having like this moral conflict on if he's evil or not. Because it just doesn't go anywhere. Like, if they committed to it, then sure. Like, if it's like, okay, by the end, then Bowser's like, oh, you know, son, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. Maybe these plumber guys aren't so bad. But Bowser just goes full villain with his son, and that's it. By the end of the movie, they lose. They're the villains again. That's it. Like, there was no point to it, unless I guess it was to be funny. But I mean, it wasn't really that funny. It's just odd. Like, I felt like there was a very clear direction they could have gone with having Mario and Bowser connect more, because from that first movie, Mario definitely understands, like, absent fathers, either physically or emotionally. Like, he could try and help Bowser to be a better dad. Just spitballing, but yeah, no, they were just like, yeah, let's have him, like, think he's gonna be good, and then we're just gonna turn him bad. If they weren't gonna do anything with it, just have him be bad. Like, just, it makes no sense. They added Yoshi in this movie. He's a nothing burger. He is there to sell the plushies, the toys. Donald Glover kills it, though. I don't know where he is pulling that voice from. Like, it's bizarre. He's fun. Yoshi's fun. The beginning montage was funny, besides for the stupid song they used. But yeah, Yoshi's just kind of there. It's not much to it. With all those negative things said, there are some nice things about this movie. The animation is pretty great. I think Illumination killed it. It looks awesome. And even though most of the movie is action set pieces, some of those action scenes are really good. That first fight with Bowser Jr. between Luigi and Mario, that was great. And that last fight with them and then you add in Bowser to the mix, that was also so awesome. Like, the choreography is really good. They did really kill it with the animation. They trimmed down the licensed songs a lot from that first movie, which I appreciate a lot. I think there were only like 2 in this one, so good on them. That said, I haven't really seen others have this take, so this might be a hot take. I don't like the music of these movies, which sucks because Mario games have awesome music. But you know how there's like this new trend in trailers where it's like they take an old song and then they turn it into like an epic version? Like, I don't know. I saw one recently. It was like for this. It was one I saw the movie. There was a trailer for this new DreamWorks one, and the movie looks great. I'm really excited for it. But it was using that song where it's like, "Don't You Forget About Me." It was playing that, but then it was like making it epic and orchestral, and it's just like so awkward. The music in this movie is like that, where it's like you'll hear that music you recognize, like the and then it will become like it becomes like a whole orchestra, and I'm like, this isn't Mario music. Like, what are we doing? It's just weird to me. I don't know. Like, you have that great music sitting right there, and you don't use it. The Minecraft movie did the same thing. It's like, I just don't understand the thought process. Some other things, I thought the Mario Maker bit was cute. It made me think of Rubber Ross levels. I was like, damn, if he made this, Mario and Peach would be in trouble. I know I made fun of Game & Watch, but that was kind of clever. I got a little smile out of me. You know, those keys, oh, they got me smiling a little. I like seeing the Super Scope, you know. I've gotten to use one of those. It was pretty cool. That the gun is cool. The scene associated with it is hot dog shit. The baby scene with the T-Rex, and nothing happens. You take that scene out of the movie, like, nothing changes. It is pointless. Like, what is happening? And then lastly, Fox was pretty cool. I like Glenn Powell. I thought he did really well. It did convince me that I'm definitely gonna go play those Star Fox games, and we might be getting a new one now, so, you know, we gotta thank this movie for that. That part where he's introducing himself and the animation changed, I want a whole movie like that, bro. Looked like Starlight Brigade. Like, it was so cool looking. Like, you show that to me and then you take it away. You can't do that.
How the fuck would you show me something if I couldn't have it then?
That was maybe my favorite part of the movie. I mean, I was sitting there like, wow, this looks incredible. Yeah, I don't have too much more to discuss on it. It's just a pretty nothing burger of a film. Like, in my opinion, it's worse than the first one by only a small margin. I just think, that first one at least had like some like character arcs to it. This just has like nothing to me. It's just, you watch it to turn your brain off. And I don't want to hear the argument that it's a kid's movie. Kids deserve better. They deserve good cinema. I grew up, I had Ratatouille, Incredibles, I got the Lego movie. Like, kids can have good movies. It doesn't need to be like this. When I saw the movie, a kid next to me, I hear him go, well, that was really bad. Like, they're not stupid. They know a good movie from a bad one. Sometimes. But yeah, it was just not a great start to this month of movies. Second film I wanted to talk about is the glorious Pizza Movie. Now, I did not plan on watching this. I saw it, and I saw the actors, and I was just like, you can sell me my wants and dreams to like get me to watch this movie. I just had no interest. The trailer was showing that, like, that joke you see in so many movies where it's like, oh, drugs make you see rainbows and goblins and all this crazy shit. Well, that's just not true, and it's just like one joke in the movie. Every adult comedy has to have the drug sequence, and they're usually never good. But the entire Pizza Movie is about a crazy drug, and I think that fixes that problem, because it's like, okay, if we're gonna do a movie about a drug trip, and we know it's ridiculous, let's just ham it up. I like that. They know that this is like ridiculous and could never happen. I enjoyed that. And in that spirit, I did get high when I watched the movie. Unfortunately, did not go through the 6 phases as they did. Whoa, gotta jump in again because he's an idiot. I'm also gonna have some minor spoilers for Pizza Movie. Oh no, so, if you're begging to see absolute cinema that is Pizza Movie, go check it out and then come back. I don't know why this guy keeps forgetting he's a dumbass. All right, there you go. But yeah, I watched it, and it was a pretty funny, entertaining movie. I honestly liked it. I couldn't believe it. Like I said, it just commits to being so insane. It's like a regular show episode to like an entire movie. It's just, it goes from 0 to 100 so quick. It doesn't take itself very seriously. I had a really good time. Like, there's that whole section where their heads are just exploding repeatedly. That was actually a clip I saw that did convince me to watch it, because I was like, what? That is insane. And yeah, I mean, they commit to that idea. Their heads blow up so many times that it's like, that doesn't make sense. But it's entertaining and it's funny, so who cares? I love the joke that the RAs are this fascist regime. That Inglourious Bastards parody that had me dying. That was so good. Yeah, just that whole idea, the like lead RA as the antagonist. I mean, he was great. Yeah, I compare the film to something like Bottoms, which is a very high compliment for me. I love Bottoms, but it's kind of, Bottoms was like that very hyperbolized depiction of high school. Pizza Movie is that, but then college. I don't think it's as good as Bottoms, as like tight in the writing and just banger after banger joke. But it is really good, and it again kind of follows that same, has like that meta-modernism approach of like self-awareness. Like, it knows what it is, it knows what people are used to. Let's turn that on their heads, but also give them kind of what they were expecting. It's a little confusing. But yeah, Gaten Matarazzo, I think that's how you say his name. He's one of the lead guys in this. He's finally not the Stranger Things kid, hopefully. And then you had Sean Jambrone. Again, not sure if that's right, but he distracted me the whole time I watched it because he plays Jeff from Clarence, and that was just all I could think of when he was talking. But with those guys, there are actual characters in this movie, and there are setups and payoffs, which, you can't say about every movie or just comedy movie today. I mean, we were just talking about the Mario movie. Didn't have a lot of that. So I did appreciate that. There is like a lot of cliche in the movie, like some character arcs, like, oh, these two are best friends, they're growing apart a little, oh, they gotta come back together, things like that. But again, I appreciate it, and I liked it. One cliche that I also did enjoy was when they have the RA take multiple of the drugs, and he discovers it's a movie. A lot of stuff has done that like meta thing, but I did think it was really funny, and I liked that when he snaps out of it, he just walks off, just like, we're in like a dumb movie, like he doesn't really care, like he just gives up. I thought that was really funny. But yes, not all of the jokes land. There's this one recurring bit where, like, well, it starts off, these bullies like fart on the faces of the two lead guys, and I was like, this is really dumb. But then every time those characters are back in a scene, the guy that did it is just saying, like, over and over, like, oh yeah, that's what I farted on their faces. So that being his only character is honestly pretty funny to me. So it's like, maybe they put that dumb joke in there just to make it into that bit. I don't know. The point is, there are some bits that definitely don't land, but most of the time I was getting some good laughs. The big thing for me is that this is a film that has a very clear identity and passion behind it, which again, you're not getting from too many modern comedies. So I found it to be a good time. I would genuinely recommend Pizza Movie. The modern Godfather, you could say. Definitely check it out.
Pizza time.
Then a little later in the month, I just watched the drama. This one, I will not be giving any spoilers because it did, like, still kind of fresh from coming out. And this one, I'll be honest, I was a little disappointed by it. I'm a big fan of Dream Scenario, which is from the same director, and it just did not hit on the same way as that film did. I like what the drama is saying and what it's trying to be, but a lot of it fell flat. The big issue for me is that I couldn't get behind the subject drama. That's the big thing. This movie has had a bit of a secrecy to it, lack of marketing, because the movie is revolved around that drama. And if you know that drama, that's the kind of big spoiler. So I'm not going to talk about it, but what it's revealed to be, I did not have the same feelings as the characters. So they felt a bit overreactive to me, and I just couldn't get behind it. Like, if I was in Robert Pattinson's situation, again, no spoilers, my first instinct would be to help Zendaya. The route that he goes, I was just like, I don't know what you're doing, bro. But yeah, the entire movie is about that drama. It's in the title. So it didn't grab me that well. And then there's some more drama later that felt really forced. Like, I was just like, okay, now we're just making things worse for the sake of being worse. Similarly, like that original drama, it kind of felt controversial just to be controversial. Like, I don't know, a lot of it just feels very forced. Same with some dialogue. Like, there's a ton of very on the nose dialogue, and some of it can be funny, but then other times it just took me out of the film. Like, I was like, okay, this is just ridiculous. That all said, Robert Pattinson and Zendaya are great. They're fantastic in the movie. I wish Zendaya had more to work with. She kind of gets put to the side for Robert Pattinson. I'd say he is the main character, when I feel like Zendaya should have had way more in the film, considering the part she plays. I think the editing of this film is fantastic. I really liked it. It's like very disorienting and feels like stream of consciousness kind of ideas, like following how Pattinson is feeling in the film. I really enjoyed that. Daniel Pemberton did the score. He's becoming one of my favorite composers, and this one was very unique. It's entirely flute based. I thought that was really cool. And another credit I'll give the movie is that it did get me thinking about relationships from a new perspective. And it definitely tapped into a fear I have of like being rejected for your shortcomings or from opening up too much. So, I have to give credit there that the film did have me thinking about all that after I saw it, but I think the film itself and the watching experience, it did feel pretty like one note. So yeah, overall it was a little disappointing, but I did mostly, I still had a good time watching the film, and I would definitely recommend giving it a shot. Final words I'll add for it is fuck Rachel. Not gonna expand, just fuck Rachel. And also, why was the book called Brain Rot? If you've seen the movie, you will know, but why was it called Brain Rot? I genuinely don't know.
That was really bad.
Next film I wanted to talk about is an older one, Hideaki Anno's Love and Pop. So all the movies I was talking about before, those like came out last month. This is an old movie. I want to say 1998, maybe 99, one of those. This was a very disgusting film, and I mean that in a good way. So yeah, Love and Pop is from director Hideaki Anno. He is my GOAT. I love him. I have been watching through all his works recently. I watched Neon Genesis Evangelion years ago. It's one of my favorite pieces of media. But yeah, I've now been watching through his other works. I've watched Gunbuster. I just recently finished Nadia, and I secured a box set of his first 3 live-action films, which are Love and Pop, Ritual, and Cutie Honey. So I'm now going through those, and I absolutely adored this film. I could easily see this if I watched it again, like jump to a 5-star rating. I thought it was so good. It is Anno's first feature-length live-action film, actually, which makes it all the more impressive, like how good this is. And yeah, it's just such a unique film. It has very different filmmaking. They used small 90s digital cameras, so kind of similar to like 28 Days Later, where they used, I guess, like cameras of the time. Like you could have the people living in that decade would have easy access to these. Like they're not advanced film cameras. Because of that, like 28 Days Later and now Love and Pop, those are dated movies. You watch them, the picture quality is not great, but I love that in 28 Days Later, and I love that in Love and Pop. It makes it a very unique time capsule with like capturing Tokyo in the 90s. But those cameras also allow Anno to go just crazy with the camera angles. He loves camera angles. I watched a documentary on when he was making the last Ava film, and he was always so insistent on like every shot. He was like, is this like interesting though? I want to do stuff that's different, like you don't see very often. Like he is very experimentative, and I love that about him. But these cameras were so small, so he could put them in so many places. I'll be honest, it doesn't always work, but that's what comes with making an experimental piece. And because of that, it is still always inventive and captivating, which I'd rather have that than just consistently boring or okay looking film. This is taking big swings with what it's doing, and I love that. There are so many POV shots. It's kind of funny. If you go on Letterboxd for this film, the top review is like, POV, you're a schoolgirl. POV, like you're a lunchbox, you're a sweater, like you're on a bike, like dude, you're a train, you're in the microwave. Like he puts the camera anywhere you could find it. And again, sometimes it pulls me out. Like it can be a little too ridiculous. Or most of the time I love it. He uses the fisheye lens so much in this, and I love that. Shout out to the fisheye lens. I didn't expect the film to be as surreal as it is at times. I know, like, layers different visuals on top of each other, and like sometimes you're not too sure what you're looking at, or like he messes with the aspect ratio a lot. Like there's a scene where like the screen is so tiny what you're looking at, and I love that. Again, kind of like the drama, a lot of stuff in here was very stream of consciousness style. I really loved the filmmaking. But yeah, the filmmaking is only one part. It stands behind a fantastic story and just emotional core. Just like Evangelion and some of his other projects, Anno once again captures the existential terror of being a teenager. And he tricked me again, as he often has. The film starts like pretty funny and lighthearted in the beginning, but as it goes on, it becomes deeply human and just terrifying. It explores the usual themes from him: loneliness, difficulties of companionship, self-value, but he's also getting into some stuff I haven't seen him talk about, like short-term pleasures and fleeting emotions. I can't really think of anything I've seen that has dealt with that stuff, which I found really interesting. I think the entire main cast of the film is great. They have such good chemistry and feel so natural. But the film is focused on Hiromi Yoshi, and it follows one day in her life as she's trying to buy this ring. And it does really interesting where it keeps track of like how many hours she has left to get it before the store closes and how much money she has, which it keeps track of because she doesn't have enough money for the ring. So she works compensated dating for quick money. Compensated dating is basically like kind of like sugar dating, where it's like paying for a date. And this seems harmless at first, but then it becomes just vile. That subject is what is really, as I said, disgusting about the film. It comes from the main characters, the four girls. They're all schoolgirls. They're all underage, while the guys, they are paying, they're paying, the guys are paying them to go out with. These guys are older creeps, like they're weirdos, and Anno makes sure you know that these guys are like freaks. You just get uncomfortable looking at them and what they're doing. And that's where those POV shots and the camera work, suddenly like it becomes so invasive. Like he brings you so close to these guys, and it's just like you want to pull away. There were two scenes in particular in this film that just really got under my skin. I don't like cringe or like get that feeling too much from stuff I watched. This gave it. It's a hard watch. But somehow Anno turns it around to a pretty bittersweet ending, kind of like Ava, where our character learns more self-value and kind of understands, again, like this idea of short-term pleasures, especially that comes from materialistic things. And then with that idea of the compensated dating, it's exploring how fabricated intimacy can't replace real connections. Anno's usual, like, touch grass and shit, like, stop being a loser. Anyway, Love and Pop, this was an incredibly special experimental film. I can't, like, fully just be like, yes, go watch this film. I recommend it, because, again, it's a tough watch. You gotta have the stomach for it, and I understand anyone that's like, I don't want to watch that, because it is a tough subject matter, but I found it incredibly interesting, and riveting, emotional. I loved it. I'm so excited to get into the rest of his filmography.
You own cats, right?
Yes.
And there's cats here too.
But they're not cats, they're teenage girls.
Well,
The last film I am bringing up is another older one, not as old, but Speed Racer. It's from 2008. I had seen it before. Watching it this month, I believe, was my fourth time watching it. Because I watched it when it came out, and nothing really happened then. I didn't, it didn't really stick with me. I don't know how as a kid. I really don't. But then revisiting it, boy, oh boy. This time I got to see it in theaters, which was just awesome. Because of it coming to the theaters, it's now like everyone is talking about it right now. It's finally earning its flowers. It really seems like in these past few years, like Speed Racer is earning a great cult status. Like, we were wrong about this movie. We weren't ready for it. Because this is a wholly unique film. It is the gold standard of live-action remakes and adaptations. There's nothing like it. It is so unashamed of its source material with the old anime. It embraces the colors and the ridiculousness of it. I mean, bro is named Speed Racer. First name Speed, last name Racer. Or how about Inspector Detector? And Speed, they just casually drop lines like, Inspector Detector, suspected foul play. And they treat it so just genuine. And I love it. And it's just a testament to the Wachowski sisters. They are incredible filmmakers. I rewatched the Matrix trilogy recently, and it's fantastic. Obviously that first film is just hailed as a masterpiece. I think the rest of that trilogy is equally fantastic. I think those are also underrated. But like those films, Speed Racer is incredibly innovative and artsy while still being fun. I can't name many directors that are putting out such personal and artistic films that are also some of the biggest blockbusters. You know, this had a huge budget and it didn't really earn it back, but they used it and told the story they wanted to tell and took risks. The Wachowskis literally challenged the language of filmmaking. There's a great interview where one of the sisters talks about how they were just changing the way, they were getting bored of film, and with this they were okay, how can we change the way we do editing and shots? Just everything is crazy in this. Instead of clear-cut, reserved editing, it's full of scenes that connect through eye-grabbing edits. The sisters described it as run-on sentences where, it's we start at one point and then it zooms out and then it goes to the next scene and the next. It doesn't just easily cut. Your eyes are glued to it the whole time. And of course, with that, the visuals in this are groundbreaking. I mean, the colors fly off the screen. It's beautiful. But then at the center is a great story, in my opinion. I think this is one of the best films about making art. It is about making art. I love Royalton as a villain. He's so cartoonishly evil, but he also has some aura. That speech he gives Eraser is just crazy. But yeah, I mean, I want a movie about rejecting capitalist greed and inauthentic art. I love family. I love the Racer family. They are all such realized characters. They don't all have arcs. Fucking Sparky and Spritle don't really have arcs, but they do have personality. John Goodman, though, as Pops, is the standout. He somehow plays the most gentle, loving man while also being the strongest person alive. When the ninja collides into him, unmatched aura. But the races in this movie and everything else wouldn't hit as hard if that emotional center wasn't there on family and loyalty, artistic integrity, self-validation. Genuinely, I get so emotionally involved in this movie. Besides the actual races, every action scene in this fucking slaps. Racer X, there's not another character that has that level of aura as him. Jumping his car to punch a guy in the face. Are you kidding me? But that scene where he chases the truck and the shots just go entirely red, that is so cool. There's the fight in the mountains where the snow becomes the speed lines and every shot is stitched perfectly and the music crescendos into the theme. And oh my god, It's just so good. It's so good. But nothing compares to the Grand Prix. It is probably some of the greatest cinema put to screen. Like, it is so good. The Wachowskis understand the power of the flashback with just bringing everything together to get you so emotionally involved. The visuals are the craziest they get. There's just more color, more flying heads on the screen, quicker editing, resounding music, and when it all collides as Speed shoots across the finish line, my heart levitates. I'm getting chills just talking about it. Every time I think I'm ready for it, it still floors me. It's perfect. That said, like all experimental films, it doesn't all work. Some shots do look like steaming dog shit from like the Cat in the Hat film. It sometimes just plainly does not look good, and sometimes the editing can take me out, and I think sometimes Spritle and Chim Chim just need to get off the screen. I would like to say I am not at all a hater. I think Spritle and Chim Chim are mostly awesome, but sometimes they gotta go. I don't like when they interrupt. Sometimes they gotta go. But even with those grievances, this film is incredible, and those issues can be charming or funny. As much as I know Spritle and Chim Chim joyriding to Freebird is stupid, would I want it out of the film? No! First time I watched it, I didn't get the hype, like I said. Then I rewatched it, and my eyes were opened, which seems to be the case for many. Granted, I rewatched it high off my mind, which I recommend to everyone. It was a euphoric experience where I discovered entirely new colors. My chair turned into a car speeding down the raceway. I highly recommend that experience. But anyway, Speed Racer has so quickly become a new favorite for me, and it seems to be entering a renewed cult status, which I think is so deserved.
Get that weak shit off my track!
Alright, that's the 5 films I wanted to talk about. I watched plenty more in April, but I don't need to talk about all of them. If you want to keep up with all that I watch, go follow me on Letterboxd. That's right, I'm on Letterboxd. You know, I'm a cinephile. I'm on Letterboxd. My account is listed in the description. I'm sorry if there's no link. Nobody channels like mine can't really do that. YouTube doesn't like me. Anyway, you're probably wondering how you can get involved now. Well, I'd love to see anyone in the comments talk about any of these films or just any films you watched in April. And also, maybe give suggestions for a better title or give me feedback on this series. Should I stick to using footage of the films, or should I put random gameplay in the background, like in those old Call of Duty commentary videos, you know? I don't know, it's just an idea. But at the end of May or beginning of June, there will be another movie club video, and I'd love for any of you to participate. For it, I'm assigning 4 movies for you to watch. That's 1 film a week. That should not be a problem at all. If it is, please take better care of yourself, please. Give yourself proper breaks, take care of yourself. But for the month of May, we will be watching Obsession, I Love Boosters, Hideaki Anno's Cutie Honey, and After Sun. Now, there's a few things to note about these selections. Obsession and I Love Boosters are releasing on May 15th and May 22nd, respectively. I know going to the theater is starting to feel like a luxury, so I understand if you can't see these. And if you want me to stop including theatrical releases, let me know. But I encourage you to not only go support some smaller artsy films, but also movie theaters. They need our support. Next, I included Cutie Honey, which is an out there film that I and many others haven't seen. I want to include a smaller, weird, artistic film on each month's list to help expand horizons. And finally, I added After Sun, which is a film I have seen. I'd like to also include one of my familiar favorites each month to share them and talk about them without making a big video essay. Now, as a bonus, I'd like to pick 1 film suggested in the comments. It could be a new theatrical release, it could be one that's been on your watch list, or it could be one of your favorites. I'll pick one and respond to the comment that chose it. Now, I know that's 5 films now, but let's go for it. Let's shoot for it. And if you can only watch just one of them, but then comment about it, I'd still be really appreciative and excited. Alright, if you watched this far into the video, I want to give my deepest thanks. I really hope people participate in this, even if it's just my friends at the start. I have a lot of plans for this channel, spanning from gameplay to video essays, and I've seriously upgraded my setup recently, so I think uploads will be starting. Movie Club is just going to be a way to ensure something comes out every month, because those other videos are a lot of work for one guy, especially since they're a hobby. But I'm really excited for the future of this channel and what I'm going to be doing, and I hope some of you will stick around for it. I hope to see you at next month's Movie Club. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Peace. Peace. I'll see you. Bye. I don't know how to end a video. I don't really got an outro. Is that fine? Is that good? I don't know. Okay, bye.